This video is about Rick, and he falls in love with a YouTube star, and it's about her lying and being deceitful to him, hiding the fact that she has children and a boyfriend. And Rick, he gives up everything to live with her in the Philippines, and it ends up being a nightmare. So check out the video, guys. Hope you like it. Hey everybody, today I want to talk about Rick. Rick came here to the Philippines, and I am jealous of the vacation he took here in Cebu. He came because he met some people online. He was a big follower of some Filipina bloggers that were on TikTok. Some of them were on YouTube. He reached out to these girls, especially one. One he liked very much, and her name was Carol. Now, Carol had her own YouTube channel and did a lot of live streams. And Rick just enjoyed the live streams. He would always donate. He would send a super chat. He would send a PayPal. He was just fascinated with this woman, and he wanted to meet her. And he's been a hard worker his whole life, just retired a couple of years ago, owns his own house, is in great financial shape, and he decided he wanted to come to the Philippines and meet this girl. And he wrote her and he talked to her. They chatted back and forth. He became a big fan. You know, he was really infatuated by her, and told her that he was going to come, and they made arrangements. He was going to come and spend a month. And Carol said, hey, you know these other girls that you talked to? And there were many. He goes, yeah. She goes, let me have them join us. We'll have you and the three of us, and we'll have a great time. We'll be your travel guide around the Philippines. Well, Rich, he thought, that's a great idea. Why not? Why not go to the Philippines, live like a king for a month, be on top of the world, live like a millionaire, and have the time of his life? The three girls met him at the airport, and then they headed off to a five-star hotel. I believe it was the Sheraton over by Lapu-Lapu. Rick was in heaven the first few days. He shared a bed with Carol, the girl that he really liked online. She treated him great. These other two girls, they were treating him well also, giving him a lot of affection, a lot of attention, more attention than Rick's had in the last 10 or 15 years. You know, he's been divorced, living by himself, working hard, just being an average Joe, saving his money, and taking the opportunity to have one hell of a great vacation. Well, after a couple days at the Sheraton, they decided they're going to start traveling around. They went to Alona Beach for a few days. They went down to Boracay for a few days, and then they went and spent 2 weeks in Palawan. He was just having a great time. But the trouble was, Carol was not for him. The more he spent time with Carol, he did not like Carol. He liked one of the other two girls. And we're going to call this girl Joy. We don't want to use people's real names. But Rick started to really like Joy. He wanted to spend more time with Joy. And Carol and Joy sort of switched positions. Joy became his roommate. Joy became the girl that he would spend the evenings with, the intimate time together. And he was having, like I said, the time of his life. Now, they went shopping together. They went everywhere together. They would go to the malls. They would go, you know, down the tourist areas to, you know, the dress shops and the bag shops. And he was buying them gifts, and he was giving them allowance to spend money every day. These were three girls who were his tour guide. And he was, again, having the time of his life. And let's not judge him too much here. We never know how many zeros a man has in his bank account. Is he being used? Of course he is. Is he having the time of his life? Of course he is. Is this a 2-week millionaire? Yes, it is, but it's a 30-day millionaire in this case. He is living the life of Riley. This is something he's going to go home with and have memories for many, many years to come. Well, as the month came to a close and they headed back to Cebu, he decided to spend the last 3 days with just Joy. The other two girls, Carol and the other girl, they left. They went back home, but Rick spent the last 3 days with Joy. He was infatuated with Joy. Joy had a little TikTok channel. Not too many people watched. She also had a YouTube channel that she did nothing but live streams. She was happy and lucky if she put out a video that 100 people watched or a couple hundred people watched. She was more into the live streams, getting cash donations, telling people about the rough life she had. She was really working it. Her channel was 100% begging for money and attention. But Rick said that was all right. He knew she was having a hard life and that she needed to make money, and he accepted that premise. But he started to talk to her. He said, Joy, I'm going to go back to the U.S. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to, I know you guys are going to think this, I am going to take care of you. You need to stop doing YouTube. You need to stop doing TikTok. I will support you. I really like you, and I want to be exclusive with you. Now, Rick, he's leaving now, going back to the States. Joy has agreed. He's given Joy a large sum of money, and he's headed home thinking, I got the girl here. And he doesn't know what to do, though. He lives in the U.S. She lives here in the Philippines, 8 to 10,000 miles away. He really wants this girl bad. He knows he doesn't have enough time in his life, and he doesn't want to go through the hassle of the K-1 visa or anything. So he's at home. He's chatting her every day. He's sending her support. She's giving him personal attention in their video streams. And he decides, you know what? I'm going to move to the Philippines. So Rick pulled the plug. He liquidated a lot of stuff, still talking to Joy, paying Joy's way, sending her money every month. Joy was still doing her live streams. Rick really wanted her to stop, but she said she couldn't stop. There was no guarantee Rick would be here next month, next week, next year. You know, relationships come to an end, and she did not want to stop doing how she was supporting herself. So he sort of understood. He didn't like it, but he understood. So he had to move quickly. So like I said, he started liquidating a lot of his assets. He did not sell his house. He did not sell his car, but he pretty much sold everything else. He gave the house to a property management company to rent and manage for him. He gave his car to one of his nephews to take care of. He could use it, but, you know, that was his car if he came back to the States. So he packed up his shit and went to the Philippines. He booked that flight. You know, he's all excited. He's got his passport in his hand. He's got money in the backpack. He's got his banking all set up. He's ready to go, and he's going to surprise Joy. He told Joy, I'm coming back for another 30-day visit, vacation, and Joy is all excited. Oh, that's great. Rick, come on, honey, come here. We'll have a great time. Do you want me to get some friends to come with us, you know, and as travel companions? And Rick said, no, I just want it exclusive, you and me. And Joy told him, hey, I got to have some money for my family. You know, I'm the one that supports my family. Rick said, when I get there, I'll give you plenty of cash to give to your family, and we'll go ahead and travel, and we'll make some plans for the future. And Joy said, oh, that's great. What kind of plans are you going to make? And Rick said, that's a surprise. I'll tell you when I get there. So he finally got to the Philippines, checked into the hotel. Joy showed up at the hotel, and they spent a couple days together. And then one night at dinner, Rick said to her, you know what? We need to find me a condo so I can rent it and have a condo here in the Philippines. And Joy goes, well, just stay in the Airbnb or the hotels like you've been doing. No reason to rent a condo. He goes, no, I'm going to rent it for a year, and you can use it and I can use it. I'll be up here in Cebu. And Joy's thinking, well, if he's only here for a month and then I have a condo to use, sure. She was excited about that. They went looking for a condo to rent, and they found one. They found a nice one-bedroom condo, about 40,000 pesos a month. Rick went ahead and made a 1-year lease on the condo. Joy goes, 1 year is a long time, but Rick was happy to do it. He got the keys. He signed the lease. He put Joy on the lease. Everything's good. Joy started asking, when are you going to leave? And Rick goes, I got a surprise for you, Joy. I'm staying, and I want you to move in with me. I want us to live together in this condo. You don't have to do YouTube anymore. You don't have to do live streams and dance for strangers for money. You and me, we can become one. We can become happy with each other. Man, did Joy turn a sourpuss to that. She didn't like that idea. She goes, you didn't talk to me first about this plan? You just going to do this? I have family and I have obligations. I need to take care of my family. Well, Rick, it doesn't bother him to help the family. You know, he's financially okay. He says, no problem. What do we have to do to financially help your family and you be with me? Well, Joy told him one thing he didn't know. Joy said, I have 2 kids. Now, Joy, she's about 30 years old, very nice looking girl, would never be able to tell looking at her that she had children. And he was shocked. 2? Wow, we're going to have to get a bigger place. And Joy goes, no, the kids will stay with my family and we'll just have to pay the family. And Rick goes, well, how much is that going to be? And she says, oh, we'll send them 20,000 pesos a month. That should be enough to take care of the kids. Well, he was okay with that. That wasn't that bad, you know. So he agreed to that. And then she decided, okay, she moved some of her clothes there. She went back home, took a couple days, brought some of her clothes to the condo. She would have to leave every 3 or 5 days from the condo and go into the province and check on her kids. She said, Rick, I need to keep an eye on my kids. I have to go back every now and then. Well, Rick looked at it this way. It's just a bus ride. She's gone for 1 day. She spends the night there and then she comes back. All is good. I'm happy. We'll work this out. Rick is just so happy and so lucky that he has someone as beautiful as Joy, someone as perfect as Joy, someone who is as popular as Joy was on her live streams and her TikTok. As so many guys wanted her, and Rick was the lucky one to be able to get her. Well, one day she went to the family. She went back to the province. And Rick, he's just looking at his phone. He's tinkering around. He's looking at YouTube. You know, he follows all the bloggers. He likes that one guy in Cebu, Amazing Philippines, Rodney. He likes watching his show. But as he was strolling through YouTube, up came her channel. And he sees that she's still posting. She's still doing some live streams whenever she goes back home. He goes, well, she'll wean herself off that slowly but sure as she gets comfortable with me. So I'm not too worried about that. But then he scrolled across one channel and it's a guy. It's a foreign guy who has a YouTube channel. And he introduces this woman as his girlfriend. And it was Joy. And he looked at the date on this video. It was only a week ago. And he started to search this guy's channel. And he started looking at all of his videos. And it seems like every now and then, Joy pops up on the video and they talk about, you know, dating and different things in the Philippines. His channel's a little bit more popular than hers. It's a monetized channel. He gets quite a few views. And Rick is just devastated that he has hooked up with this YouTube star, this Joy that he found beautiful and affectionate. He wanted her in his life for the rest of his life. And he's financially committed to her. He's financially committed to the apartment. But he finds that she has a boyfriend and he's on YouTube also. He's thinking, I've never seen her talk about a boyfriend on all her live streams. And he went back and started watching all her live streams. She never mentioned she had a boyfriend. She never mentioned that there was a foreigner that she liked. Never in the comment section was anything. Even the little videos that she posted, she never mentioned anything about having a partner. She never really even mentioned having kids until he finally met her and she told him. So now he's devastated. She comes back from her trip back to her home and back in Cebu now, and he confronts her. He goes, Joy, you have a boyfriend, and he's on YouTube. Rick said his name and said his channel name, and she sort of like tried to deny it. No, that's not me. You got me mixed up with someone else. And Rick put it on the TV on the YouTube channel and showed her, and she didn't know what to say. She covered her face, started crying, said, "Oh my God, this is so, I'm so ashamed. I didn't know how to tell you. I liked you so much and I didn't know what to do. And you were leaving and I didn't know if you'd ever come back. I couldn't break it off with my boyfriend. And then when you came here, you surprised me. I just don't know what to do." And she started crying and whining and begging forgiveness. But Rick wouldn't have nothing to do with that. He goes, "I didn't mind that you were doing YouTube. I didn't mind that you were dancing for guys. I didn't mind that men were sending you money. But you out and out lied to me about having a boyfriend. You didn't really lie to me. You just never told me." And to me, that's a lie. She should have told him that she had a boyfriend. She should have told him that she was in a relationship, especially that she was in a relationship with a foreigner, especially that it was on YouTube and it was on the big screen. He had it on his television, and he confronted her and she cried and she cried. "If you break up with me, Rick, I'm going to, I don't know what to do. I have to give up my life. I don't know what to do. I want to have you. I don't want to lose you." Well, Rick, he told her the only way is you got to break up with him and not go back where he is and get totally off of YouTube and totally off of TikTok and become a committed girlfriend to me and get out of that situation with the other guy. Well, she said, "I can't do it. It's not that easy. I can't. He owes me a lot of money. I can't just break up with him. I need to end it slowly and take my time in breaking up." Well, Rick put his foot down. He said, "No, either you break up with him or we're done." She started screaming at him, calling him, hypocrite, that he goes out with these girls that are all on YouTube. He sends other girls money, and now he's making her toe the line and her give up everything she enjoys, but he's still going to be watching these other girls on TikTok, these other girls on YouTube, and it's not fair. But there was a lot of screaming, and Rick ended up leaving. Rick said, "I'm going to go." And he went down the street and checked into a hotel for the night. Well, when he went back the next day, she was gone. All her clothes were packed. Everything was gone. She went through his drawers, stole whatever she could from him. She even took his passport. Whatever he had, she took everything. Now, sort of like revenge. "Oh, I'll get you. I'm going to take all this paperwork from you." It's not that hard to get a duplicate passport. You can get these things. There wasn't that much money to take. He said she would have had more money if she stayed than if she left. So she left, took everything she could, definitely took the passport because she thought or knew that that would hurt him the most. This was a bad situation. I don't blame Rick in the very beginning in a relationship with a bunch of girls having the time of his life on vacation, that 2-week millionaire, having a vacation and something that you could remember for the rest of your life. But my warning to all you guys out there, and there's a lot of you guys, mark my words for this, don't get involved with a girl on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, any kind of social media where they're talking to other men. I'm not talking about somebody that has a channel about sewing or writing books or visa information. We're talking about a girl who talks about the size of bananas and dances on her live streams to get donations, to get money. They're not to be trusted because they're trying to earn a living. That part of it is fine, but they're also using more than one man at a time. If you're sending that girl money, really think about it. How many other men do you think are sending her PayPal and sending her messages and sending her emails? You're not the only one. If you were the only one, she would have been in shock. "Oh, I'm in shock that somebody would send me money." No, they know how to do all that. They know what they're doing. And God bless them for making a living, because there's no way they could make $1,000 US a month or more in any job here in the Philippines. But by doing this on social media and getting donations from older men in many different countries, it could be the US, Canada, Great Britain, Israel, anywhere. men send money to these girls, and there's nothing wrong with them doing it. What is wrong is us sending it to them. We need to stop doing that, as I've said many times. Don't get involved with someone on social media. And if you do meet somebody and they're 100% with you, they should be willing to drop the social media or have you there when they're doing it. Have you sitting in the other room while they do their TikTok, seeing what they're receiving, the messages that they're getting, access to their emails, so there's no deceit to you. People who are just sending money without meeting somebody, there's nothing I can do about it. Those people are 8,000 miles away, if not more, being very foolish. And we've all been foolish at one time or another. All right, guys, what do you think about Rick? What do you think about the situation? Should he go back to the States? Let me know. Until next time.